Hello friends, my name is Dr. Prashant. I'm a consultant urologist in Pipitri Hospital, Yeshwantpur, Gurukuntepalli. I hope you all are doing fine. In the last episode, Know Your Health, all about kidney stones, I told you about the types of the stones, what are the reasons for the formation of the stones, how different types of stones are formed, and what are the extrinsic and intrinsic factors about the stone formation. Today in this episode I am going to tell you about all the symptoms of the stone disease, how the patient presents to the urologist, what are its problem, and how do we diagnose the stone diseases. As I told you, there is different types of the stones like calcium stones, uric acid stones, cystine stones, triple phosphate stones. Many types of stones are there. The main symptoms when the patient comes to our urology OPD, the severe pain. It is the colicky pain radiating from loin to groin. It is almost equivalent to like the labor pain in males. Patient will be rolling on the bed, not comfortable in any position, and it usually associated with the vomiting because of the rhinocolic reflex. The most common presentation is the ureteric colicky pain. Other symptoms, as I told you, it is the vomiting because of the rhinocolic reflex. Sometimes the patients will have blood in the urine, pus in the urine. These are the classical symptoms. Other presenting symptoms may be the dull aching pain in the loin, or fever, weight loss, recurrent urinary infections, or recurrent kidney infection. These are some of the presenting factors. So the main presenting symptom is the pain. That is the classical of ureteric stones. So once the patient has the severe pain, he will come to the urology consultation and takes the treatment, painkiller injection, settles down. Then we make a provisional diagnosis of stone diseases. This is the main presenting factors. Now once the patient presented to us with all these symptoms, how do we evaluate him? What are the tests we are supposed to do for him? The most commonly or routinely done tests are the ultrasonography of the kidney, ureter, bladder, that is ultrasound KUB region, which gives us the proper idea of the site of the stone, size of the stone, and what is the position of the kidney, and how much is the swelling in the kidney, that is hydroureteronephrosis because of the stone. That gives us the picture of what is happening inside the kidney, ureter, and the bladder. However, this ultrasonography has some limiting factors, like it may or may not detect the mid and the lower ureteric stones because of the bowel gases. So in that condition, they just tell us there is the hydroureteronephrosis in the kidney. That means the kidney is swollen up. We don't know the reason. The stone must be there down in the mid and lower part of the ureter, or you must have passed the stone. So once after doing ultrasonography, the next step what we do is the simple X-ray of the KUB. In this X-ray of the KUB, what happens if the stone is very dense, hard, like calcium phosphate, we can easily see on the X-ray. Again, because of the lot of the bowel gases and unprepared bowel, these routine X-rays may not show us the stones. The sensitivity rate of this X-ray is only around 40%. In 40% of the patients, we see the stone. So next, the best modality for evaluating and diagnosing a stone disease is the CT scan of the KUB. It is the plain CT scan of the KUB. No need to give any intravenous injections. There is no chance of any allergy to the contrast agent, anything like that. It is a very simple investigative method, and it gives us the clear picture of the size of the stone, the site of the stone, what is happening to the kidney, and is there any other reason for the patient's pain. Sometimes because other reasons, when a patient will have a pain but there is no kidney stone, the other lot of medical condition can cause the similar pain. By doing this CT scan, we will definitely come to know the site and size of the stone. In the ultrasonography, in the KUB, the radiolucent stones cannot be detected on simple ultrasound X-ray, like the uric acid stone, which constitutes about the 20% of the stone load in general population. patient. These are radiolucent stone which cannot be seen on a simple X-ray. So they can be very well seen on the CT scan KUB. So once we do the ultrasonography, X-ray KUB, we'll do on a CT scan KUB, and the simple urinary test like urinary, is there any blood in the urine, pus cells in the urine, what is the acidity or pH of the urine, what are the crystals like calcium oxalate crystals or calcium phosphate crystals, and do they have any proteins or albumin in the urine. So this will help in diagnosis of the stone disease. So once the patient has diagnosed as the stone disease by all these modalities, next we'll counsel the patient what are the other modalities of investigation. Suppose the patient has any anatomical abnormality like congenital PUJ obstruction, or some patients have a horseshoe kidney where both the kidneys are fused at the lower portion of the kidney and they are slightly in the lower lumbar position than in the higher lumbar position. Depends on these tests, the function of the kidney and other anatomical abnormalities. We do some of the functional studies of the kidney like contrast CT scan or IVP, intravenous pyelography, or the diuretic renal scan like DTPA or DMSA scan. And these tests are done very rarely, not in all the patient. Other patient, it's the straightforward diagnosis either by the ultrasonography or by the CT scan KUB. So with this, when the patient presents with the pain, vomiting, any blood in the urine or any in the fever with associated any medical conditions, we do these tests like ultrasonography, CT scan of the KUB, urine test, and the blood test for his any blood sugar or the kidney function serum creatinine. With all this, we'll get a complete picture of what is happening inside the patient kidney, ureter, bladder, that is the KUB region. So this is the part 2 second of this know all about our kidney stone diseases. In the next episode, I am going to talk to you about how do we treat the kidney stone. We already know the how the stones are formed, what are the different types of the stone, how do we diagnose the stone. So next series I am going to tell you about what are the different modalities of the treatment after diagnosing the stone diseases. So please subscribe, like it, and share it with all your family plans. Stay safe, stay healthy. See you soon. Thank you.